Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for July 4th, Monday, 2022, after 3 p.m. Eastern. Happy July 4th to everyone. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Wayne Dyer. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. As you go about your life today, think about what kind of energy you are sending out into the world. Notice how you think about the people close to you, far away moments, judging them. Have you ever thought that they are a terrible dresser, too fat, ugly, bad driver, or just plain rude? Judgments are something that happen to all of us and at this stage we must all go through to master human existence. When we find our minds are creating this narrow-minded negative perception about another or yourself, take a quick step back and see who it is that is judging. The great thing about judgment is that it forces us to forgive. We get to experience the realm of real love and feelings of forgiveness that melt the protective walls around our heart and help us to merge with this universe. The power of loving forgiveness is truly transformational, as it can sneak in and heal the deepest parts of our unconsciousness. Incidents from the past, positive aspect, is the main cause. Judgment is the main cause for 99.9% of our pain, struggle, and suffering. It is perhaps the best way to remain lonely, disconnected, and at a very low manifesting vibration. The more we judge, the more separated we feel from love. And as our bodies become more and more contracted in our lives, when we are in a constant state of judgment about putting aside J, it's extremely simple. It starts with the choices. Develop a new habit of loving acceptance and appreciation for others. We can't judge someone when we are committed to consciously appreciating them exactly the way they are. To instantly shift out of your saboteur's judgmental energy, think of just one thing that you could appreciate about them. Make it up if you cannot find something. Then imagine your heart is opening like a lotus flower. Pouring out of it are tens of thousands of beams of golden loving light that is surrounding them. Notice how you feel after you imagine this. This commitment to always responding with appreciation is profound. The moment, hey guys, I got knocked off there. I'm coming back on. If you cannot find something you appreciate about someone you're in conflict with, try imagining something positive is happening to them. This is another way of giving love. The next time someone gives you a nasty look, or that driver cuts you off on the highway, imagine that they just received the raise they need at work, or their spouse just gave them a big hug. Notice how your body feels. After you visualize this for them, then you can easily appreciate them, for they've helped you to increase your vibration in that moment and instantly shift into a higher plane of consciousness. Transforming each judgment instantly into love takes the simple awareness of when you are having a bodily contraction and feeling light, heavy, or uneasy. If you're not feeling expansive joy 24 hours a day, you're most likely holding on to some judgments about yourself, others, or life inside. By consciously holding the intention to become more aware of your contraction reactions, you empower yourself to transcend the judgment habit. Only through awareness can you flip your focus towards the land of lightness and find your commitment to appreciation. Each time you practice this, a warm, loving feeling will move through you. And eventually, it will become your natural way of being and be radiating from your heart all the time. So the invitation this week, as you may have guessed, is to make the commitment to turning judgment into appreciation and practice all the exercises that I've shared over the next 7 days of your life. To begin, get out the nicest piece of paper you can find and the best pen. Write out your best penmanship. I am committed to appreciation and love. Make at least 2 copies where you will see this commitment the most often, such as your bathroom mirror and or one of your fridge, on your fridge. Each time you see someone you don't know at the store, gas station, or anywhere, consciously visualize their heart turning into a golden flower of light, radiating love into them. Simply say to yourself, I love this person just because they exist. You'll be amazed at how this simple exercise will create a huge shift in your life and stop the mind from forming any judgments that may have previously arisen. Surround them and yourself in this golden light of love, and know that in this field, everyone can manifest more love, appreciation, and abundance in their life. That's easy, but it takes commitment. While we think our circumstances are the cause of our frustration, the real source lies in not being aware of our higher self. While we think that our circumstances are the cause of our frustration, the real source lies in not being aware of our higher self. There are 2 kinds of people in this world. Those who choose to live their life as an exclamation, and those who are living life as an explanation. Right? The first group of people is in touch with their infinite self, and thus seeing life as a constant celebration. They are focusing on how they are fortunate they are to be alive and how successful they are in their life. They are grateful for and celebrating the challenges that make them grow stronger. These people are supremely positive, uplifting beings who are empowering themselves every day and naturally helping others to feel positive, happy, and free. They see life as a positive, fun-loving experience where they have the power to create everything and anything they desire. The second type of person tends to hide behind a facade of lies they tell themselves. They don't want to see the truth of who they are because it's too painful to look inside and feel what they're hiding. They've been living a lie for too many years, and to come out of it is more painful than staying in it. They are blind to their inner power, divinity, and ability to see life as fun because they believe something is fundamentally wrong with them. They use excuses as a crutch to hide their feelings of inadequacy and insecurity and blame people, circumstances, and everything in the outer world for their unhappiness. The main response to others is, I'm not enough, and always have an instant explanation ready for their unacceptable behavior. Have you ever met someone who is full of excuses from the very first moment you meet them? They are constantly apologizing for things that they didn't follow through with and having an explanation ready ahead of time for why it didn't happen. How do you feel about them? Can you trust them? The people who are addicted to the habit of inventing creative explanations and justifications are doing this just to avoid feeling guilty, judged, and blamed by others. This is an old childhood strategy to escape being punished by mom and dad. It is one of the most self-destructive, disempowering habits any of us can have. Unfortunately, this game of explanation keeps these people from reclaiming their true power in this world. Whenever you tell the first lie to another or to yourself, you have to continue to cover up that lie with another lie. And the layers of lying soon become very deep, and you start feeling very stuck in your life situation. This lying habit of continuously explaining and justifying yourself only makes you feel like you're swimming at the bottom of a barrel, paddling around in the mud. The need to hide behind a long line of excuses takes away your energy and vital creative juices that are for designing the life of your dreams. Whenever you find yourself making up an excuse in your mind, notice how your ego is already spinning extra energy wheels around thinking. What will others think of me? If then becomes very difficult to feel and see your true beauty, God power, and how divinely perfect you are, just the way you are. The big challenge here is breaking past the societal conditioning that says living a life of lies and self-deceit is okay. If you're caught in the habit of creating excuses for why you're late or why you didn't follow through with your agreements with others, it's time to look at this old childish behavior, start reclaiming your divine power of responsibility. You can get off this powerless wheel by first realizing where you are playing the I'm not good enough self-blame game. Notice if you are waking up, starting your day feeling irresponsible, overwhelmed, guilty, or blamed about something from the past. We are all creatures of habit. And if you can create the habit of always being late, you can surely create the habit of being on time or even early. You can decide to wake up feeling great about yourself or feeling like a struggling slug in the mud. You are the one who is making your life decisions today. Whatever choices you make today are okay, as long as you are honest with yourself and conscious of the choices you are making. No matter, even if you decide to procrastinate and be 3 hours late to work tomorrow, if you're honest about why you chose this with yourself and everyone at work, this radically honest communication can transform your life for the better in more ways than you know. When you start taking full responsibility for who you are, what you want, and that you are manifesting everything in your life, then life takes care of you. As you practice making solid, healthy decisions that serve the highest good of all, including you, you'll transcend every old powerless pattern you've had inside. Sometimes we feel we need to justify our behavior when someone is judging or condemning us for what we did or said. Whenever feelings arise from doing something you think others may not approve of, yet in your heart you know is the right thing to do, simply move deeper into those good feelings in your heart and be silent. It will drive the other person deeper inside themselves to look at why they are playing the confrontational, blaming role. By feeling these good feelings inside, you create the habit of trusting yourself and take away the power you gave away to others, allowing them to condemn you. If things get heated, simply repeat in your mind that this is all going to work out for the highest good of everyone involved. And speaking your highest truth without feeling bad about your decisions is the best thing you can do. This decision to trust yourself is where self-empowerment begins, and the responsibility muscle grows strong enough so you don't have to create another excuse again. Imagine what life would be like if you never resorted to speaking another excuse again. What would it feel like to say no to feeling small and guilty? Instead, you said yes to sharing the raw, real truth from your heart, knowing it is the real deal. The next time that you are late, try expressing the truth of what happened from a place of love, honesty, integrity. You don't have to go into all the details. You might say something simple like, I don't leave my home early enough to be here on time, or I decided I needed to finish the conversation with my friend. I challenge and invite you to see how radically honest you can become and watch how it shakes and shifts the minds of those around you. Sometimes we are afraid that people will dislike us or turn everyone against us if we speak out real truth and stop giving those typical excuses most people are expecting to hear. The reality is that most of us tend to feel this low vibrational feeling whenever someone continuously disappoints us. And then on top of it, we have to listen to their long, drawn-out victim game of an excuse. What we really want to hear instead is what is honestly going on in their life and how we can help them. We want to know what they are going to do to start feeling more empowered, good enough, and capable of having impeccable integrity with the agreements they make. We all want to trust each other on the deepest levels so that whatever agreements we have with each other become the living truth for everyone to bask in. If someday you suddenly find yourself working overtime in a job or relationship you don't enjoy and are spending even more time in your inner excuse factory, take that same evening to take a good long look inside. Think about who you will be 20 years from now if you continue to remain where you are, using and abusing this over-explaining, self-justifying excuse muscle. What will your relationships, finances, love life, and self-esteem feel like if this became your main way of operating for the next 20 plus years, if you make 20 years? Once you can allow yourself to see the negative long-term effects that this bad habit will have on your future self, it can motivate you to make a dramatic change. After you've taken some time to see and feel what your life would be like in 20 plus years of repeating this powerless scenario, then reverse it and imagine what your life would be like after 20 plus years of being honest, full of integrity, standing strong in your truth every day. Surround this vision with bright golden lights and notice the great big smile on your face. Feel the heart that this person has and watch how fun, loving, and empowered their life is for them. Keep focusing on and feeling into this positive future, you, imagining yourself moving effortlessly into this new light-hearted self with ease. Don't worry to think about fixing the old you. Just focus on the new empowered you, and it will automatically replace the old you. If you want this universe, to bend over backwards to help you manifest the dream life you deserve, then start speaking the truth at all times and in all situations. Begin with eliminating the tiniest white lies to revealing your most challenging honesty in each relationship you have. Each time you meet, share that which is the most real, vulnerable, and true in your deepest heart of hearts. You will find great freedom and power in this approach to this life, more than you realize is there. We are powerful manifesting beings, and the words we speak become the living reality when we are living from this radically honest space all week long. Yet perhaps the best result of all is the constant celebration of this life, which arises spontaneously within all our acts, deeds, and relationships, especially the ones with ourselves. The day we shift over to the foundation of 100% trust in ourselves and absolute integrity and authenticity with others, whatever you ask for will show up easier than you could have imagined. Giving up excuses you've been repeating for years is like letting go of a heavy weight on your shoulders. It can make you feel naked in the beginning, yet as you become accustomed to the lightness of your being, you'll start stepping into your true power, taking your life back by the horns and reeling in the greatest catch you will ever find, you. When you let go of living life as an explanation, and you begin to experience a deeper, more intimate, authentic relationship with everyone you meet, the people who meet you realize that who you are is not like everyone else, and they treat you with the utmost respect, love, and integrity in return. Everyone wants to live as their highest potentiality. You simply give them a reason to do it. Make the commitment to yourself, to this universe, and everyone in it. Cannot speak a single excuse this entire week. If one starts to slip out your mouth, immediately catch it and rewind the tape, revealing the deepest truth you can share. Practice speaking from a place of 100% integrity and be responsible for all the choices you make. If you should feel unable to be radically honest and real with someone, let them know this is how you feel about them. Don't be afraid of their disappointment, judgment, or anger with you. This is your week to blow the lid off of everyone's expectations of who you are and experiment with what it's like to stop living your life as an explanation and start experiencing life as a joyous, truthful, loving exclamation. Who is that one person with whom you have given the greatest amount of excuses to? Perhaps it's your parent, spouse, child, best friend, or boss. This is your week to tell them how deeply you have realized that you have been living a lie, playing small, caught in being an excuseaholic. Let them know that now you are committed to being real, radically honest, and free. You don't have to get dramatic with anyone. Just speak honestly from your heart about your commitment and realization. Tell them how important it is for you to become more honest, real, and empowered in your life. And it takes courage for a lot of people. Wouldn't you say? It takes quite a bit of courage. When, you tell somebody that, I want to let you know that I'm going to be purely honest with you. And then they'll say, well, what are you worried about what they're going to say? This is about you. This is not about them. Seriously. It is about you clearing the pathways, not them. This is where you release and forgive yourself. You see, a lot of times we worry about, well, how are they going to respond? What are they going to say? Are they going to think this? What are they going to think about this? How are they going to think about that? Maybe it'd be better if I just keep this excuse thing going. See, this is how we get trapped back into it. So it's kind of like, well, okay, I'll do this another day. I'm not ready to do it now. Maybe next week. Maybe next month. And of course, do we? We don't. It is a choice, like everything. It's a choice. Life is not a problem. It's mystery to be lived, loved, and experienced. Life is not a problem. It's mystery to be lived, loved, and experienced. Osho. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted. And I'm sure that we all are. And the first thing that we care to do is relax these bodies. That's always number one. Naturally relax the body through the breath. Because we're not the body. We're not the personality. We're not the character. We're not the name. We are not the ego mind. We are the God within it. It's like, have you ever rode a horse? You can't visualize. If you haven't, you just visualize it. You steer that horse, right? You steer it. Now, you're not the horse. You're the rider on the back of the horse. And the horse carries you around. And it depends on your signals and your command on how that horse responds. And it follows your direction on where to go, right? You think that's any different than your life? And knowing that you're the God inside the body, like you are the rider of the horse. You're the rider of the body. Now, if you don't pay any attention, you get angry and you're slapping and hitting, and then you're going to have a real issue on maneuvering that horse. So through the breath, easy and slowly, in through the nose, easy and slowly out through the mouth, does a lot for us. It is super powerful. The breath brings us into the now. And it eliminates a lot while we're in the now. You see, each of us put out over 60,000 thoughts a day, without fail, 24/7. Now, it's not that we know every single thought that we send out to the universe. That's why we get certain surprises in life. And that's why Buddha has always said, master your thoughts. You know exactly what you're sending out. But we also have these, tens of millions and billions of thoughts, which are basically programs, and that fly by like clouds in the sky. And 99.999% of them are not ours. Then we have the mind chatter. You know we're going to have mind chatter with all these thoughts and programs running around. But in the now, that's not there. Now, the ego mind, it wants you to either stay in the past or the future. Future, past, past, future. Because it doesn't exist in the now. This is why it's so hard for so many to stay in the now, even for a few seconds. Now, it is imperative that we practice being gentle, kind, generous, and humble with ourselves at all times. Being the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest, deepest, and purest of the purest, purest. Eternal love, gratitude, peace. When you stay in gratitude, there's no room for negativity. Zero. Doesn't exist. Being in a conscious state of gratitude. This way, when we grab on, you're in the now, right? You're focused. And then you float off. It's not like you purposely floated off. You just float off. You immediately are able to identify that in a gentle way with yourself and say, I'll focus on my breath and I'll be in the now. Because we all float off. Wander, But to have that understanding and that knowing is one step closer to being in the now more than not. And see, when you go in the now, the body will release, the negativity, the stress, the anxiety, the worry, the fear, kind of just melts off. It's when we focus on fear, anxiety, stress, anger, hatred, guilt, revenge, manipulation, is when the body just goes stiff. You may not know it. The body, it collects stress, different parts of the body. And over the years, the biologics of the body break down. So doesn't it make sense to make sure through the now that the body is as relaxed, naturally relaxed as possible at all times? When you start to feel angry, right? Something something sparks it. Could be anything. You say, rather than spending my time on this low frequency, I'm going to spend my time on a higher frequency. Like how grateful I am for X, Y, Z. And you do this from the heart mind. Now, you picture yourself, there's three paths, right? And we're all in the center. We're all in the now. And you look at the paths, and you see that the trees have formed golden canopies over each path. The trees and the leaves and the bark, shimmering gold, and that the path itself is a brilliant emerald green flaming grass, appears to be grass. Each one configured the same, but there is a difference. Yesterday, the past, is really worn. Tomorrow, the future, is really worn. The now looks to be barely used. And we know why, because the ego mind does not exist in the now, and it will do everything it can to keep us out of the now, to keep us in the past or the future. This is why all of us in this civilization, struggles and suffers so much. Because we're constantly following the mastering of the ego mind mastering us and keeping us in the past or the future. Now, we all reminisce. We do. It's fun. It can spark something, could spark a song, or can give a conversation with somebody, or just sitting somewhere, or just doing something or nothing. And you go and you reminisce. You say, oh, that was really fun. I really enjoyed that. And you might say, this day reminds me of that time, or this night, or this evening. I wouldn't mind doing that again. And at other times, we come across things that we've done, and we go, it didn't work well that way. So next time, if there is a next time, I will try it this way, see if that works. And, we have a great hall, each of us. Huge resource. It's like a super library. Everything's there. And we'll go in there. And you understand is that your subconscious mind, right? The great recorder. Subconscious mind records everything. The time you enter that baby body, the God that you are enters that baby body. It starts recording everything. Not just you doing or interacting, but everything around you. Everything. And at times it plays it back. Now it's, once you understand that, then you'll say, well, my subconscious mind is playing this back, is why I feel like it's so familiar. We've all had those times where we go, wait a minute, I've done this before, I've been here before. The same kind of setup. And you'll be able to say, well, it's the subconscious mind playing back an event that I've experienced in this life or other lives, other past lives. So, we'll go in there, we'll open the door, turn on the light. And when you walk into any room, most of the time you don't acknowledge it, but you'll flash your eyes on the ceiling and the walls. Well, when you go into your great hall, you do the same thing, but it's so vast and expansive that you don't see any ceilings or walls. Nonetheless, you will go in and you'll pick up some movies, some books, and pictures. You'll sit in an easy chair and you see this blank white rectangle floating in the air. And so you'll watch the movies and you'll read some of the books, you look at some of the pictures. And you have a good time. And then you'll go and you'll put everything back in its proper place. Turn off the light, shut the door, and move forward in life. And on occasion, you'll revisit. Some of us, unconsciously, will stay there way too long. They get totally immersed in the past. And so they end up bringing that past into a future that doesn't exist, creating that future from that past, reliving that past in that future. This is why a lot of people will say no matter what we do, we always seem to end up here. Now, we all go in the future. The reason we go in the future is because that ego mind just pushes us, agitates us, pushes us, pulls us. You got to find this out. You got to know what's going to be going on. Just go in there. Take that path. So we'll go in there and we'll look for external authority. We want, not knowing that all of the answers to our questions in this life are within us. So we seek external authority. It could be anybody. I mean, there's so many. There's astrologers, there's numerologists, there is card readers, tea leaf readers, palm readers, psychics, clairvoyants. I mean, many, many, many. Pendulum readers, crystal readers. And we'll seek information. We'll sit down with them and say, I want to know when I will have enough money to enjoy my life. That's a big question that comes up. And she gets like 3 different responses, right? The external authority does their thing and puts out in front of you and then shares with you what they have discovered. They may say that a week from now, you're going to come into a lot of money, right? It's going to come out of the clear blue. You don't know the source. Now, you have 3 responses, usually. First one, they don't give a darn. And they just did it for fun, just for the heck of it. They ignore it. So they just kind of throw it in the trash. The one in the middle really embraces it. I mean, they put it, they mark it in their calendars. They count the hours and the days, and they build attachments to the outcome of it and expectations. They'll say, I expect I'll be able to do this, and I expect I'll be able to do that. And, when it comes, I know it'll happen this way. And it's just all that stuff they blend in. But 99.999% of the time, it's not going to happen for them. Then you get the third one that has complete trust in themselves and the universe. They have no doubt at all. So they look at it and they say, thank you, that's really great. And they know that it's already starting to manifest, and they know it will, and they know that the universe will deliver it in its perfect time, and that's it. They're the ones that will manifest it. 99.999% of the time. So all of us had the trust, I mean deep, eternal trust in ourselves. And deep, eternal trust in the universe. And we would put out thought, right? Send it to the universe, tell the universe what we wanted in detail, and then let it go. And it would manifest. And there's people like that on this planet because they've learned that's the way. Okay? Not that they knew it right away, but they discovered it. And we all have that ability. It comes down to our own choice. So we have many parts of ourselves, the gods that we are. Some of the parts are stone cold asleep. I mean, they're out. Other parts are consciously aware and awake to a certain extent. Consciously aware means that we know we are of and from the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal love. Now, we're lulled into an illusion. All of us are. Many species are, many civilizations, that we're all separate. And the body gives you that illusion. We're all separate. And that's the illusion, separation. None of us are separate. We are all gods in bodies experiencing physical forms. Whatever the body is, it could be a humanoid body, it could be a tree, a bush, blade of grass, leaf, cow, horse, bug, flower, it could be anything. So that means that all the civilizations. You know, the Pleiadians, Assyrians, Arcturians, Andromedans, felines, the reticuli, Anunnaki, Nords, Greys, Draco, Reptilian, Golden Pyramid, Avian. They appear to be in a physical form, right? Their gods are in a physical form. They're not separate from our gods. That includes off-worlders, galactic celestials. It includes the fairy sprites, elves, gnomes, dwarves, trees, trolls, elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, wood, mermaid, dolphin, whale, Pegasus, unicorn, centaur, minotaur. All the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, beneath earth. All the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes. All of our loved ones who have ascended out of the body in this life and all lives that we've inhabited. All the light spectrum gods, beings. And we're talking gigaplexes. One gigaplex fills this universe with not even 1 square inch of sacred space to spare. Trillions of gigaplexes, trillions of universes, all connected. See, once we understand that within ourselves, through the heart mind, we will begin to understand we can be in 2 places at once. We could travel the universe in a blink of the eye. Because we're one. Moving to point A to point B is part of the one. You travel through your own existence as being part of the one, which is everything and nothing. So we're all focused on this planet, the gods that we are in these bodies. And we look at the planet and say, you know what? This has gotten old, this lower dark matter, pure evil, survival matter frequencies, souls that have taken on too much darkness, rogue AI, goop. Let's eliminate it with the love that we are, the highest vibrational frequency. So that's what we're doing here with this planet. We are transcending this planet into a God planet paradise. This isn't going to end when everything is made right from the standpoint into higher vibrational frequencies from the much lower vibrational frequencies. It's going to keep going. And we're going to keep ascending as we choose to. Ascension's a choice. It isn't an edict. It's a choice. So you choose, I'm going to keep my vibrational frequency high at all times, and I'm going to keep increasing it. And this is how I'm going to do it. Or not paying attention to that and sink deeper in the third dimensional frequencies, which are low frequencies, mostly. Hard to stay in high frequency when you've decided to stay in low frequency. So we're gathered here, full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, abundance. And we're all one. And we're all God. And we're all love. And our God force love light energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever continues to grow, strengthen, expand, intensify. So we form a massive white fire circle of light around the equator of this planet, Earth Gaia. And this white fire circle of light emanates from the gods that we are within these bodies. It is pure, deep, eternal love, the highest of the highest high vibrational frequency. And it's permeating, saturating, flooding this planet, 24/7, infinity and beyond. nonstop. All life, the highest supreme value in the universe, is on it, in it, above it, and below it. And we begin to ascend above the planet when we come into contact with what we call an ocean of glitter. All the little reflective points, right, in this ocean of glitter are the gods that we are in these bodies, everywhere. And all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. Now, we describe it from our experience on this planet, a grand finale fireworks display, a grand finale laser light show display. The ballroom globe, perfectly etched mirrors that you shine light on, it floods the room. So we take all three of these, combine them, intensify them a trillion times, and in one massive crescendo, burst of beautiful, sparkling, clear, multicolored light floods space. And we got all these little reflective points in it, which are everywhere. And we notice they appear to be like little microscopic, perfectly etched mirrors. We entered them. We discovered that all of us, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever, are teaching each other, learning from each other. And we inhabit different forms to do that. Say, this is how we all learn. It's how we experience. Learn from trees. You can learn from your pets, your dog, your cats, horses, cows, bushes, flowers, blade of grass, leaf on a tree. It's endless, absolutely endless. Now, those who have unconsciously been caught in the material physical world, you're going to miss most of that. Once in a while they'll pick something up. Those who have decided to go within, stay within, they'll see a lot of it because they'll know it. When we were kids, there were times we'd look at something and say, I want to be that. Why can't I be that? Well, we still have that childlike curiosity in us. Some of us just buried it real deep. And when you focus on your breath, relax the body, go and move yourself into the now, and literally be, just be, and look at something and you say to yourself, I wonder what it would be like to be that. And in a very brief moment, you'll know exactly what it's like to be that. And we, the gods, created all this so that we can learn from each other, with each other. Now, we're immediately met with light, see. We, the gods in these bodies, create different columns of light to remind us of things. And so, because we do have a little amnesia. So we have Archangel Raphael. Raphael is carrying a brilliant, omnipotently powerful, emerald green flaming healing light. And this is collectively created to remind us all, the gods that we are in these bodies, that we, the gods in these bodies, are the power of healing these bodies. Then we're met with Archangel Michael. Now he's carrying a violet, blue, purple flaming light. And collectively, we've all created this light to remind us all, the gods that we are within these bodies, of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. Then we come across the white fire light. This emanates from the gods within us, pure, deep, eternal love, the highest of the highest high vibrational frequencies. And we're encased in a white fire armor, way beyond the armor on this planet. It's impenetrable. We are protected 24/7, infinity and beyond, as long as we maintain that frequency of pure, deep, eternal love. No lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies. No possibility of demon possession or attachments, right? They can't hold their form around such a high frequency, so they either vaporize or they leave. And this is infinity and beyond. Yet, only you have the power that if you decide to lower your vibrational frequency, consciously or unconsciously, low enough, through hatred, anger, revenge, greed, envy, hurriedness, worry, stress, anxiety, fear, you will lower your vibrational frequency low enough to create a breach in your white fire armor, allowing all the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies to come flooding in. And you do decide to do this, then there's all kinds of possibilities of demon possession, attachments, all kinds of stuff. But we have fail-safes, gods that we are in these bodies. Right? So we create these columns of light. And the first one is a double column of light, which the first part of that column is a purple flaming light. Purple light of transmutation. So we take that and we neutralize all these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance. We send them into pure consciousness where they are permanently gone. Then we have the violet ray, which is the second part of this column that we've created, the gods that we are in these bodies. That reminds us that we can bring in the violet ray right behind the purple transmuting flame. And we can literally cleanse and purify the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies were, restoring our vibrational frequency and harmony, cleansing the area, sealing the breach in our white fire armor, and perfect harmony of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest, the purest of the purest, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. Then we're met with the golden white pink light. This is a column of light we, the gods in these bodies, created to remind us all that we are the sun, the sunlight, rain and the rainbows, oceans, rivers, lakes, streams, sunsets, sunrises, trees, forests, soils, clouds in the sky. We're everything. Everything is us. Now, most of us have been caught in the physical material world. Outside of ourselves is where our journey has been for many lifetimes. So we believe in separation. We view things that we believe are separate, right? But through the heart-mind, we begin to discover that nothing is separate. So when you're in separation and you believe in it, you look at the horizon, you look at the sunsets, sunrises, you look at the rainbows, the skies and the clouds, and you say, isn't that beautiful? And it is beautiful because it's you, the God within that body. Always has been, always will be, ever beyond and forever. So through our heart minds and the journey within, we'll look at all of that and say, that is the God that I am. That's never in the ego mind. It's always in the heart mind. That is the God that I am. And that is true reality, not illusion. So we continue to ascend above the planet. And some of us decide to step out of our physical form and hover effortlessly above it. The reason we do this is because we can, and it's really fun. We come into full contact with a massive crystalline light tower. We, the gods in these bodies, created this tower. It's larger than the solar system and beyond. In the center of the tower, we see this oblong sphere. In the center of the sphere, we see this humongous golden white bowl of light. It, in turn, appears to be surrounded by multicolored rings of light that seem to go to infinity and beyond. We discover that the golden white bowl of light and the rings of light and the oblong sphere create this massive crystalline, super bright, white, reflecting cloud. It's absorbed in through our heart minds, and it is the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest, eternal love. Gratitude and peace. Tranquility and benevolence. Massive prosperity and massive abundance. And we discover that that is a reflection of the gods that we are within these bodies. Now, at the top of this column, we designed it, the gods that we are within these bodies. So the golden ocean can come cascading down, 24/7, infinity and beyond, saturating, permeating, flooding everything, on and above and below this planet Earth. Guy, how are you in this now? This is the highest of the highest high vibrational frequency. Pure, deep, eternal love. No escape. Now, we are all, what is a golden ocean? Pure, deep, eternal love. We are all drops of this golden ocean. We also hold the essence of this golden ocean. Golden ocean is a drops of the golden ocean. The only illusion is separation. We see our meditative sphere. It's that center circle. We all, the gods that we are in these bodies, created this sphere over 4 years ago. And it's pushing towards 1,900 of our meditations in perpetual motion. Every day, 7 days a week, without fail, continuously. That is massively powerful and impactful. The highest of the highest high intense of pure, deep, eternal love, of which we are made of, the gods that we are in these bodies. And that's why the sphere and the meditations continue to intensify, expand, grow, infinity and beyond. That's why the sphere can be seen, heard, felt, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. Now you can watch it. You can watch what's happening through the gods that we are in these bodies, on this planet. And you see that we created a field, right, in the atmosphere. It's a golden white, pink, shimmering light, kind of like a aurora borealis. It's everywhere, walking through it. It is the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal love. And it's flooding everything, right? And you can see that all the dark matter, the blackest of the blackest black, the AI goo, everything, all of the pure evil, all of the souls that have absorbed too much darkness, they're all being evaporated from the planet, from everywhere on the planet, on it, in it, above it, and below it. And you can see it evaporating as it passes through this field. And as it passes through this field, we have created a catch-all, which is a sky, which is a super bright golden white pink light. Now, if you looked at it with the eyes that we have with these eyes, you couldn't. It would blind you. It's so brilliant. And it is in super, super, super bright, intense, pure, eternal love. And so if any of that matter, dark matter, escapes into the sky, it's one immediate, massive flash, and it's vaporized permanently, gone. And that's what's going on. And this will continue to infinity and beyond. This planet will be transformed into a God planet paradise. And we will continue to increase our vibrational frequencies, those of us who choose to, on an ongoing basis, without end. There is no more need to be stuck. The same old stagnant patterns of your mind are a delusion. You are not stuck anywhere. So you wake up. You are a divine being of God. Make the commitment to ignore that old path of lacking money, love, empowerment, and freedom. Don't you already feel hopeless and pathetic enough? For today, practice saying yes to the experience of having access to love, joy, and total freedom. Choose to feel free in your work or lack of work. Choose to feel free in your amazing relationships or your lack of amazing relationships. Choose to feel free in your health or your lack of health. Commit yourself to feeling free. You are free to feel, think, imagine, and believe anything you want. Just claim it today. This is your freedom. You are free to say out loud right now, I am the God force, powerful, alive, and free. I am the God force, powerful, alive, and free. I'll join you in the meditation, and I'll return to close this up. Take an easy and slow breath in through the nose, and an easy and slow breath out of the mouth. Be still. You will live for eternity. That God that you are, that body. And the body and mind will die someday. Yet you, the God that you are, will go on and on and on and on. Once you know in your heart that you have an infinite amount of time ahead of you, you relax and step into an expansive, timeless, multidimensional spiritual experience. Every little occurrence becomes another opportunity for spiritual growth and enlightenment. So for today, act as if you are living an ever-youthful, energetic, super-alive body-mind that will live far beyond 1,000 years. Have conversations with people from this place, knowing you will live forever. Imagine the wisdom, relationships, and life experiences you will have during this time. Feel, experience, and know you will live forever in an ideal, anti-aging state of being. Explore, imagine, and rediscover who you are. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night and the following morning. We will return here Tuesday, July 5th, 2022, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call, and Wednesday, our Time for Change call. Very happy, safe, wonderful 4th of July for all of us.